Hey, good Wednesday morning, everybody. Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich here. Well, we're getting ready for a pretty active couple of days. Today, some scattered storms, though most people may miss out, but the storms that do develop will be strong. A dry and lull in the pattern on Thursday, and then more storms for Friday. It looks like a little bit more widespread setup. I want to start with the dew points because this to me is a story. We've got dew points well into the 60s. It is easy to see what's going on here. We've got warm, humid air surging up into the Carolinas and a cold front approaching from the northwest. So this is a really warm setup this afternoon, and really probably the warmest day that we're going to see so far this year. Temperatures already, as I'm doing this at 10:30 in the morning, 75 degrees out there. So it is super warm. And for that reason, we've got plenty of that thunderstorm fuel that you hear us talk about all the time. I'll turn the satellite and radar on together just to give you a quick view of what's going on out there. You can see the front to our west and storms trying to develop along it. Big storms developing again in the middle of the country. But our focus will be here in the Carolinas. So let me pause this real quickly and we'll show you the severe weather outlook today. And you can see most of the Carolinas in that lower end risk, which is basically from about Interstate 85, almost identical to 85 east, because that's when the front gets down here and actually will help kick off some storms. That's today. And I'm just going to show you tomorrow. We get into a lull, big storms back to the west, and then we go into Friday. Here we go again. That next front will be heading our way. So that'll be the next wave of severe weather heading our way. But let's focus on what's going to happen later today as we take a look at your future cast. All right, so let's get right to that severe weather risk today. And I will caution you, there's not going to be a ton of storms out there today. I often laugh because, I'll say, hey, there's a chance of scattered storms today. And someone will go, I didn't see a drop of rain. That's literally the definition of scattered storms. If they were widespread or everybody, they wouldn't be scattered. Okay, so just know that when the storm set up like this, somebody's going to get a dumping of rain and everybody else is going to see anything. The chance of rain today is just 40%. So I love when people, tell me they missed the rain. That's great, but that's kind of what was in the forecast. Unless you're under these storms that develop, you're not going to see rain today. So I fully expect a lot of people will miss out. But as I always say, it's not the storms that don't develop. It's the ones that do that you got to watch out for in a day like today. These are the storms. You see how scattered they are? Again, not a ton of them. So today's a hot, humid day. Most of you are going to miss out. I had someone ask me about golf this afternoon. I totally would play golf today because the chances of that actually hitting you are pretty low. If they do, it's going to be quick and it's going to be out. So you see those move through. So, that's why the risk today is low and mainly south and east 85. And even there, they're pretty scattered. So let's talk about the next system, which is going to be developing back towards the west. So today's risk is really low. Scattered storms, those push off to the east. But look what's going on in the middle of the country. This is, the heart of severe weather season in the southern plains. They had a slow start to the season, but it usually ramps up here as we go into the month of May. So tomorrow, we'll wake up tomorrow morning. I'll stop this at 7 a.m. Notice what's going on over the Carolinas and the southeast. Pretty calm. This is the mess. This thing is going to be moving to the east through time and heading our way. And unlike the system today, which is really isolated storms, this is definitely a beefier looking system. It's got a lot more moisture, a lot more instability, and certainly a lot more wind shear and upper level energy. So as it pushes to the east tomorrow night, you can see it over in Tennessee. I'll go into the early morning hours on Friday. So Friday, we might wake up to some leftover sprinkles, but it's really this line right here. This is 4 a.m. on Friday morning. I'll stop it at 7 a.m. So depending on what happens Friday morning is really going to dictate how the severe weather threat goes on Friday. If there's clouds and maybe some lingering showers from storms that weakened as they moved in, that could stabilize the atmosphere. But I'll caution you to remember the day 3 outlook. There it is along this line. So that's what we're expecting on Friday, mainly to our west. The question is how much of this makes it into the Carolinas. I think there's a good chance as we go into the afternoon, we'll stop this at 3 o'clock, that we're at least going to have scattered storms developing, but the main line is still back here to the east. And again, this is where the model data stops, at least the short range stuff, at, basically around 2 p.m. on Friday. So you kind of get the idea. There's going to be a much better chance for scattered storms and stronger storms on Friday than today. Today, I would actually probably call them isolated storms. And the main concern, again, is going to be damaging winds and hail. The overall tornado threat is really low with this setup for today and especially Friday. But Friday's the wild card. If we don't have these storms early, we're going to have to really watch this line. The tornado threat could increase. So Friday certainly has my attention more so than today. But I will tell you, today's storms are isolated. The story today is probably going to be heat. Of course, I will post updates over the next couple of days to keep you weather aware. We are in the heart of our severe weather season as well. So the pop-up storm season has arrived.